When Clara thought she had found a bargain, she couldn't stop smiling. A mannequin, old but elegant, sat in the corner of a dusty flea market store. Its porcelain-like skin was cracked in places. Its painted eyes, glossy and deep. The price was incredibly low. But then, the shopkeeper leaned and whispered to her, his voice rough, quiet. "Don't bring it home. Some things should not be owned." Clara laughed it off. To her, it was just an object. She paid the money and carried it home and placed it in her living room. That night, she woke to a sound she couldn't explain. The creak of a floorboard, a faint breath. Her eyes darted across the room, and her heart froze. The mannequin's head was no longer facing the window. It was now facing her. She looked at it in shock, but saw nothing unusual. So she went back to sleep. In the morning, she convinced herself she was just imagining things. Maybe she had turned it. Maybe the shadows played tricks on her. But the second night came. The sounds grew louder. Footsteps, slow, heavy, deliberate. Clara sat upright in bed, her pulse racing. And though the mannequin never moved in front of her eyes, its glassy smile now seemed more sharper, almost mocking. But Clara gathered courage and slept back. On the third day, our neighbors knocked. They asked who has been standing in our window every night. Clara froze. "No one," she whispered. "I live alone." The neighbors exchanged nervous glances. Clara shut the door, with her hands trembling, facing the mannequin. Now, she couldn't deny it. The mannequin wasn't just decoration. It was watching her. And at this, I'm sure if it was me or you, we'll be out of that house. But it seems Clara is still courageous. Desperate, Clara dragged the mannequin into her closet and locked it inside. She pushed a chair against the door, and finally, she could breathe. But the next morning, the closet door stood wide open, and the mannequin was back in the living room. And this time, it faced her bedroom door. If this happened right before my very eyes, what other evidence do I need? But Clara, her fear turned to desperation. She set up a camera in the corner of her room before going to bed. She needed proof. And the next day, she picked up the camera and pressed play. At first, nothing. The mannequin sat perfectly still. Then, at 2:47 a.m., its head turned, slowly, deliberately, until its unblinking eyes stared straight into the lens. Clara's breath hitched. She kept watching. Hours later, the mannequin shifted, one step closer to her bed, then another, until it stood silently above her, watching her breathe. Oh my God. Clara was in shock. But Clara still slept in that house. How? Let's go on. By sunrise, Clara couldn't take it anymore. She carried the mannequin back to the flea market, begged the shopkeeper to take it, but he only shook his head. "This one doesn't belong to me again," he said coldly. "It never stays where it's left. It always finds its way home." Clara's blood ran cold. In shock. Still, she left it there, certain she was finally free. But when she returned to her apartment, her bedroom door was already open, and sitting by her bed, its head twisted, its faint smile sharper than ever, was the mannequin watching.